there it is, Baoji. We hardly know anything about it. We heard it's the cleanest city in Shanxi, but actually the city is the last place we'll go.
Unlike Xi'an, where we traveled into the city and then out, this time we'll be traveling from outside the city in.
Located in central China on the west flank of Shanxi province, larger Baoji Prefecture consists mostly of hills and mountains. It works like most Chinese prefectures. That is, the name of the larger prefecture reflects the name of the capital city.
While adequate public transportation exists, sites around the Baoji Prefecture are not nearly as central and handily accessible as its famous neighbor Xi'an, which makes sense. Historically, Baoji was a general area rather than a specific city. A car makes for a great option when traveling here.
Ready? It's green. You gotta go in green in China. Green still means go. Red means stop.
For this episode, we will explore 21st century Buddhism, climb a famous mountain, have our dreams interpreted according to an ancient dream book, help mold a local artist's mud pets, attempt to fly, and get down with a controversial tribe, and a whole lot more.
Our first stop was approximately 120 kilometers from Xi'an.
Welcome to the Famen Temple Scenic Area, the Disneyland of Chinese Buddhism.
Just so you know, the only ride here, though, is Nirvana. Travelers making their way to Famen need to realize what they are getting themselves into. Rest assured, it's not necessarily bad, it's just different.
There are two sides to the scenic area. One behind me, the Namaste Dagoba, represents New Age Buddhism.
The second is the Famen Temple, which represents true classical Buddhism.
The two, like it or not, are interlinked by a less than holy arrangement.
The Famen Temple grounds, which harken back some 1,700 years, acted as a storage unit for religious treasures. In the 1980s, a stash of precious relics was discovered beneath the iconic pagoda.
To further capitalize on the find, the Shanxi government and private developers built the scenic area around the actual temple, rented some of the treasures for untold sums of money, placed them inside the Namaste Dagoba, and boosted the entrance fee to almost $20 a pop. One item of the collection stands out.
The somewhat gaudy structure behind us holds one very important finger, or a piece of a finger, that of Buddha's, the Buddha's.
I know what you're all thinking. Exactly which finger is it?
Well, we're gonna go find out for you. No one is allowed to photograph or film the display inside the 148-meter structure. All right, so it's kind of far, so you can't exactly tell which finger it is. But we asked a monk inside, and he confirmed.
You guessed it, the middle.
For those thinking they will find the Famen Temple disconnected from its roots as a place for Buddhist thought and teachings, fear not. It is a living, working temple.
This evening we hung around the Famen Temple and we were talking to some monks, and they were asking us where we were staying tonight. And we said we didn't really have a place, and they invited us to stay in the dorms. So this is the dorm room. We actually got to eat dinner with them too, which we weren't allowed to film in, but we just finished and it was all vegetarian, excellent food.
And no talking.
No talking. That was weird. Yeah, no talking allowed.
But now they said we could film for a Buddhist prayer service, which we've been invited to. So that's what we're going to do next, and we're pretty excited about it. I've never had the experience before.
Yeah, I've never had
a full Buddhist ceremony. As Buddhist rookies, we were in over our heads. But thankfully, the guy on our right reinforced our numbers.
After the service, the monk Dao Liang offered us prayer beads and explained that we had been worshipping Amitabha, the Buddha of infinite light.
So during the ceremony, how does the music, what is the role of the music?
过来的
从印度来的
我就觉得这叫梵贝。到了汉地之后，结合中国的本土的一些音乐的组合，形成了中国本土的一个音乐，是这样的。然后这种音乐是主要是要透过光响的。
Prostrating, as with everything else, involves precise movements.
Space in between the hands.
Yep.
Okay, then you put your right hand down first
with
your
the knees.
Okay. Then this hand over the front,
Yep.
but not letting the thumb.
Knuckles going
go
right
on
to
the
the
side.
edge. This one
Then
back
this one.
up and the head down.
in the middle.
Yep.
Okay.
Now fold your hands out.
And a fist first, and then out.
Yep.
And then fist again down.
And then down.
Okay.
And then right hand or left hand?
Left hand in.
右边，这个。
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this one to the heart.
Yeah. And then up.
Got it. Okay, I think I got it.
He offered us one more gift,
这是一个护身符。
You wear it on your neck? Okay, thank you.
a necklace with the image of Buddha.
Hands down, one of the better days I've ever traveled.
Yeah. We got these awesome bracelets, awesome Buddhist necklace.
Awesome memories. The next day, we drove a short distance toward the highest peak of the Qingling Range, Taibai Mountain.
Travelers to Taibai Mountain should be aware that the mountain is limited to foreigners. You can only go about halfway up.
The reason why, they say, is there's a military installation on the backside of Taibai Shan. However, if you keep a low profile, you may be able to get higher.
It turned out cars were blocked from driving above 2,000 meters, turning the next 8 kilometers into a pedestrian roadway.
Oh, 下去 It's actually not that much farther. Like, I'm surprised. The map looks, the map is way out of proportion because we are cruising. We must have done 40 to 50 switchbacks by now.
I'm tired. It's starting to snow too.
We've just reached Bansi Cloud Sea, which is pretty high up on Mount Taibai.
About 2,800 meters, but there's still 1,000 meters left.
And this is actually the point where foreigners aren't allowed to go past.
We do stick to our original idea, though, that if we kept a low profile, we could probably keep going. But at the same time, we're going to probably call it on this one.
Hopefully it'll become more traveler friendly very soon.
In the future, for foreigners particularly. Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, it's getting cold. As we drove toward our next stop in the Baoji Prefecture, we noticed some caves off the highway and decided to take a look.
On the way, we crossed paths with what seemed to be a celebration.
Unexpectedly, we crossed paths again.
Talk to this guy. Hey, 你好。
你好。
窑洞就是猪肉窑洞。
这个是什么？
啥？金钱。
对。
3周年，人死了后3周年纪念。你们啥个国家？
我是美国的。
美国。
We decided to follow.
So when did they die?
3 years ago.
3 years ago. 所以你们来在这儿多少次
？1年1次。
1年1次。
1年1次。
有什么意思啊？
就是对他怀念一下嘛，纪念一下。
这个也有什么意思吗？
这个也是祭奠的意思。
祭奠的意思。
家里人。
家里人。
对。
你们都是
他的亲戚朋友。
Yeah, thank you very much. Past the tombs lie the caves.
These places are called yaodongs. What they are small cave dwellings built around this Baoji area.
We actually talked to some locals and they said that even 10 years ago people were living in them, but they used them particularly in World War II. It was a lot safer. And it wasn't just houses, right? It was they said it was a community. So people, they actually had shops here and they even had a school. It's pretty fascinating.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, and they had electricity here though.
There's a grinder of some sort. Try and move it.
Can you do it?
Let's go this way. Oh yeah. Oh. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
A few dozen kilometers later, we arrived at the doorstep of a philosopher of dreams, or rather his tomb and a temple that celebrates him. The Baoji region, specifically where the small city of Qishan is today, was Duke Zhou's territory. We spoke with Wang Peng, an expert on the Duke's work.
Who was Duke Zhou?
又是周武王的这个弟弟。3000多年以前啊，他们都属于西周王朝的这个开创者。那么周公这个功绩主要表现在这个治理作乐方面啊，就是说他是一个思想家，他创作的这个周礼啊，影响这个中国社会，后来被孔子发扬光大。
What are some of the customs that Duke Zhou developed?
周公创的这个周礼啊，上边包括国家的这个社会制度、法律、机构的设置、职能部门的划分，下到这个民间婚丧嫁娶一些风俗习惯，啊，可以说是无所不包嘛，啊。
It turns out that the funeral procession we had witnessed earlier linked the ideas of Duke Zhou millennia ago.
We've also heard that Zhou Gong or Duke Zhou wrote a dream book.
对，周公解梦最早是周公做的，啊，他认为人体的生物场和外界的磁场通过一种感应能沟通。啊，能互通，因此呢，他这个人做的一些梦啊，可以预示到未来会发生的一些事情。当然，这个和咱们现实生活中这个事情发展的逻辑，它是不一样的。
Wang sat us down in a quiet place to interpret our own dreams according to Duke Zhou's book.
I'm on a beach, and there's this giant crab behind me, and it comes behind me. It's like, and it keeps chasing me down the beach, and no matter how fast I run, he's always behind me.
这边的这个说法。螃蟹呢，它属于龙宫里边的，就是海里边的这个健将，它是属于龙王的这个通讯师、通讯员。那么他来找你的话，你好像感觉很害怕，他是追你来，好像有不好的事，他要加你。但事实上呢，这个不一定，他本来想传达一种龙王的一种意思，他可能就是说。这个上级有一些新的这个指示啊，需要给你，让你去做一些新的任务。
My dream was I was standing somewhere above a whole bunch of like terraces, and the terraces were loaded with dying goldfish, and they were there, and I had to start throwing them down, so they would go, I guess, into water. And then at the bottom, one of the goldfish turned into a cat. And then a lion came up, and the lion killed the cat. And that was my dream.
有些时候就是说，通过你这个努力啊，你到底能不能成功，这个不一定是你自己能力取得成功，它冥冥中有一种这个上天的一种意志啊，这些因素呢非常重要啊，可以改变你的那个迈向理想彼岸的这个进程啊。我刚才打了一个比喻说，你整个这个故事就好像螳螂捕蝉，黄雀在后一样。那个狮子事实上也不是最后的那个黄雀，它是黄雀还在黄雀后边的一种啊，就是更高一个阶层的那么一种命理啊，就是人算不如天算吧啊，它就是天算。
So apparently, either we are complete weirdos.
Yep. Or I shouldn't be afraid of my boss giving me new tasks, which I thought my dream meant something else, but no, that's it.
And I have a destiny that I'm trying to get to, I guess.
Yeah.
Which, okay.
Makes sense.
That's fascinating.
Independent source to the real China. Blue Ocean Network. BON.
Blue Ocean Network.
Blue Ocean Network.
Giving you everything you need to know about China.
Everything and anything about China.
We've got your top shows such as Take Me to China, China Price Watch, Media Watch, China Take, China Log, BizWire, and much, much more.
Keeping you up to speed halfway across the world.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Blue Ocean Network.
Blue Ocean Network.
Blue Ocean Network.
You're gonna love it.
Supposedly, from what we know, in Xishan, there are no real restaurants, just people's homes that you can go in and get something they make for you.
They have one particular specialty called Saozi noodles, and that's what we're gonna try to learn how to make today.
Let's go. I think they're waiting for us.
Yeah.
Woo! We're in home.
Oh yeah. Screwing up the noodles, actually. let's be honest. Hey, 然后用手。
哦，用手，加上一半可以的。哦，对。
Oh yeah.
Slippery little suckers.
这是就
一个面，只要一个。是吗？
两个。
Now comes the special sauce.
这是什么？
这是寿面汤。
寿面汤。
Egg noodle?
Egg noodles. Huh? All right, and then you add, look at us. I think we can set up a shop.
I know. I give you the homemade by Brendan and Dave salsa mian. Hey!
Salsa mian!
Salsa mian for everybody.
See his reaction. Watch his reaction.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey, you see that?
Did it.
擀出这样的面条，真的好。
Yes. Let's give it a go. Cheers to a job well done.
I just ate all my noodle. Drive another 25 kilometers to go from making noodles to making art.
Hey, fantastic. Perfect. Get ready. Hu Xin Ming and his wife have been crafting traditional mud sculptures most of their lives. In recent years, their art form has received international recognition.
这是你们的家吗？
这是我们的艺术馆。
艺术馆 ，OK，
对
，the studio.
It's like their studio, yeah, their art studio. Cool.
在里边看。
Beautiful courtyard.
This style has 500 years of history, right? So, what kind of history?
就是皇帝打仗，大元王朝推翻，把元朝的皇帝赶走，然后他有一个部队，他有一个营的部队叫六营，他就在这儿住着呢，就在我们这个村儿，我们这个村儿就叫六营。然后这个村里头，这个士兵里头啊，还有好多士兵是景德镇的人，是江西人，他会做这个陶瓷泥塑。后来发现我们这里有一种土就能做泥塑，从那个时候我们这个泥塑就开始做了。
So do the individual pictures themselves have special meaning?
这个上面有一个蝎子，有这个东西，显示这个老虎啊就跟小丑似的，可爱。它是个老虎，就是汪，咱比如说汪汪汪狗，它就是看门的，放在家里看门的，就这个意思，它是这一样，哎。
Other symbols include a Chinese version of the birds and the bees. Women are represented as a red water lily, men as a fish. Join those together and you get a big baby.
Hu doesn't only craft the tiger, he crafts numerous animals. He took us to one of his workrooms to get our hands muddy. Where did you learn how to do this?
跟着父母。
From your parents.
跟着爸爸妈妈。
你们的父母他们哪里学的？
他们跟爷爷奶奶学的。
Really? So generations, all right?
我可以试试吗？
可以。
Oh, yeah, it's like 8th grade ceramics class with a pro. Which part do you like the best? The making with the clay or the painting?
都喜欢。都喜欢。都喜欢，因为这个泥啊，它是一个创造过程。我呀，经常不做这个批量活。 我就做单个的，比如说不用这个，对，雕这个，捏一些，再做成这个模具，再把它兜出来。我是做这个的。
What do you think he's doing now?
There's your ears. Here we go. And then, oh, please don't make a funky ear.
This is awesome.
I bet the easiest one to make is a snake, right? You just kind of roll it out and it's long, and then you just paint the sucker and you're done. Do you want to fix my ear?
Oh, that's not bad.
还可以，
还可以。
Yeah. 好
，Yeah， 漂亮，
好
，Sweet. Peter Rabbit. Peter Rabbit.
With a lick of paint, the mud pets come alive.
Dude, look at her strokes. I mean, they're quick and they're precise, yeah? Wow. This is pig, yeah? 别的颜色吗？
还放绿的
green
还有
黄色的
And then the finished artwork.
Ooh, jackpot. This is like Christmas.
So this has them. Careful, watch your step.
这个就是那个
Yeah, sure. Oh, there it is.
老虎。
好，非常感谢你们。Thank you very much.
欢迎来来，欢迎来。
Yeah, thank you. We got all the Christmas present shopping done, huh?
Yeah, Christmas is set.
50 more kilometers to Baoji City.
The capital of the prefecture has a much shorter history than the historical region that goes by the same name. Set on the Wei River, the actual city only became a significant dot on the map when China established it as a major link of railways between the east and west. Industry and workers soon followed.
We found it debatable that Baoji is the cleanest city in Shanxi. The streets are swept, but the air, as with all industrial towns in China, has a lot of room for improvement. We drove above the haze and onto a plateau that overlooks Baoji to search for greener pastures. There we discovered the Baoji Aviation Club, which participates in one of the many outdoor sports growing in popularity in China.
We met some old pros at the sport.
When Zhang Yinan returned back to Earth, we came over to chat.
Do many people do this in China?
中国不是很多，现在可能国家地委注册的也就是3000多人吧，各个小的俱乐部组成。但是我们大家呢都认识。
OK。
哎，大家平时有什么活动啊什么的，是互相会联系。
OK。
哎，
你可以教我们怎么做？
He agreed, sort of. He refused to put an engine on our back, which was probably for the best. Brendan's first attempt.
Yeah!
Round 2.
好，松开。 That was a successful first flight. I feel like an astronaut, even though I didn't really fly.
Any pointers?
Yes, a couple big ones. He said, as you're going, when you start.
How do you hook the helmet on first? That's first pointer. All right, second pointer.
Okay, the cosmonaut.
Strapped in.
Pop, 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 pop. Keep running, keep going, keep going, keep going. Now drop him and run, drop him and run. Yeah!
Okay.
Keep going, run, run.
Hey! Hey!
We expected that we would stay in Baoji City longer, but the Qinling Mountains in the distance proved irresistible. We drove Highway 212, cutting through mountain passes to reach Fengxian City and County in the far southwest corner of the Baoji Prefecture.
In Fengxian, there exists a controversial group of Qiang Mountain people. They are controversial because there is a debate about whether they are Qiang people at all. Some say they are actually Han, the dominant ethnicity throughout China. We spoke with locals to straighten things out.
羌族是一个很传统、很古老的一个民族。最早它发源的时候是几千年以前，在西域的时候，刘谦入京奉献的时候，在我们奉献生活了2000多年。很多的民族呢，大部分呢都在四川岷江流域这一带，在我们奉献呢只遗留了很小的一部分。
We also sat down with Zhang Keqing and his wife in a nearby Han community.
He noted a time when more Qiang lived in the region.
羌族的汉族来的就是韩红的，但羌族活跃跳舞啊，他唱歌啊，把那汉族的男的都勾引，
上次这个应该头好像叫勾引过去了，这羌族汉族不答应了。哎，你把我们哪里都搞走了，我们该怎么办？这都立了一个规程，叫去上门。上门就是男到女家落户，在当地就叫上门。把男的在家里就没人了。这么一时间一长，都变成这种现象，那都这汉族不愿意了。你把我们男娃都搞走，我们成了。我们没有儿子了，这把羌族都断了。这个东西啊，在县志上都有。
Many were driven away, but Chen adds that many Qiang also assimilated into the Han.
50年代咱们中国刚解放的时候，户口刚改革的时候，很多人就觉得，自己这个对这个羌族这个民族啊，不重视，无所谓，反正我跟汉族人结婚了，我们是一家子了。登记户口的时候，哎，汉族、羌族无所谓，你就给我写个汉族就行了。
Times change. Today, probably due to new government financial incentives for the Qiang minority, it seems to matter a lot.
哎，大家都觉得，哎，包括我们丰县很多人也说，哎，我的爷爷、我的奶奶、我的什么姥姥、我的长辈有，哎，我们都是羌族，哎，都不知道。所以说有这种议论，哎，就说有这种议论，就政府就说呢，哎呀，那既然咱们丰县曾经是羌族的故里嘛，在羌族人在这生活了很长时间，有一部分遗留的羌族人，那我们就调查一下，看看。这些羌族人到底有多少？
She said many people proved a connection to the Qiang, and a long-lost ethnicity of Fengshan has miraculously been rediscovered.
I'm getting it. Oh, I ran out of batteries. We gotta get the music going and then we can continue the dance up. How's it going over there, Dave? You got it?
I'm all over the place, man. Yeah. I got limbs going right, left, cross.
I like this one.
Could you guys tell us about your clothes?
就那个蓝色的衣服就代表蓝天，然后白色的衣服代表白云。因为羌族是那个云朵上的民族，所以说我们就用那个衣服的颜色和天空的颜色是接近的。
Oh, okay. And where did you guys learn these dances?
在从小自己就会了，
很小自己就会了。
Okay.
自然，很自然就会了。
Are all of you Qiang or some of you Han? Are you guys mixed?
哦，没有，我们全部是羌族。
Okay.
我们要学汉语，然后就是在城市里面出来了以后，就是看着那些人啊，就是汉族的那种，我们就穿的他们的那种衣服了。回家
山寨了，山寨了啊。
How do you say
漂亮啊，
巴西西。因为都是巴西西。Thank you guys very much.
Yeah, amazing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
For our conclusion in the Baoji region, we checked out the town's 180-meter fountain. Yes, that thing sprays 180 meters. As well as convinced a handful of the young Qiang to drop their traditional outfits for some KTV. While there's copyright to that music, this traditional Qiang song was played for the masses.
We discovered a secret here in southwest Shanxi. It's called Fengshan.
And if you come to Fengshan, I guarantee you will not regret it. Chisco! Chisco!